Welcome to Independence Nation on the Light of Life Network. Today we're going to take a look at some instances in the news, the things that have been happening here lately, and for a change, I'm going to end it on a good note. And what you'll find in the news, even among a very trying situation, is what you'll find is there was humanity and a good instance that happened in a bad situation. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing we'll take a look at is the Pennsylvania mass school stabbing. And this is a horrific incident. You just don't hear about these types of things happening in Pennsylvania. And so I decided that I'm going to go ahead and review this today because it is a rare occurrence. To read the article, by early afternoon, police told the Associated Press that a 16-year-old, later identified as Alex Hriebel, armed with 2 knives, was thought to be responsible for the rampage and had been brought into custody after being subdued by a campus cop and the school's assistant principal. Hriebel, who was being held without bail, will be charged as an adult and faces 4 counts of attempted criminal homicide and 21 counts of aggravated assault. Now, this just occurred the other day. Once again, a horrific incident that took place at a school in Pennsylvania. Now, according to witnesses, he said that he wanted to die at the time of his arrest, reported WTAE. We don't know what was going on with this young man or what could have possibly occurred. He could be the target of school bullying, or he may have a situation at home, but he shows up at the school, 2 knives, and he starts stabbing people. Now, not all of the people injured were cut by the students' knives, though most were, the report says. Stevens told the CBS affiliate. Some suffered scrapes and cuts in the mayhem that ensued, and I guess in the effort to get away from this irate situation, some were falling, trying to get away, and basically they suffered some scrapes and cuts, trying to get away from this stabbing incident. So once again, a horrific incident occurred. But I wanted to note that in the middle of this horrific incident, there was one female student, it said, that saved another student's life at the scene by applying pressure. An official at Forbes Hospital told WTAE correspondent. Now, in the middle of that situation, it's good to see that someone has the humanity to stop and not even regarding their own life, but takes the time to apply pressure and save someone's life. My hat is off to you. Kudos to you. You're a hero. So in the middle of that horrific incident, you have humanity showing itself again. So let's move to this second story. Now, this story goes into more of the NSA nonsense. The NSA monitors Wi-Fi on U.S. planes in violation of privacy laws. Wow. It just seems like they refuse to stop. And of all people who knows about the NSA spying and government spying, they spied on my computers, and they've done it to many of Americans. And I'm one of those ones that cross my webcam naked, and they've seen me before. And so I know how it feels to have people spying on you and performing these malicious acts in the name of national security. But let's go ahead to the article. companies that provide Wi-Fi on U.S. domestic flights are handing over their data to the NSA, adapting their technology to allow security services new powers to spy on passengers. In doing so, they may be in violation of privacy laws. You think? So in a letter leaked to Wired, GoGo, the leading provider of in-flight Wi-Fi in the U.S., admitted to violating the requirements of the Communications Assistance for Law Enforcement Act, also called the CALEA. Now, this act is part of a wiretapping law passed in 1994. That's right, 1994. They've been wiretapping since then. So this is part of a wiretapping law passed in 1994 that requires telecoms carriers to provide law enforcement with a backdoor to their systems to monitor telephone and broadband communications. So once again, they've been doing it since 1994, and this is proof. So GoGo states in a letter to the Federal Communications Commission that it added new capabilities to its service that go beyond CALEA at the behest of law enforcement agencies. Now this is in quotes. In designing its existing network, GoGo worked closely with law enforcement to incorporate functionalities and protections that would serve public safety and national security interests, GoGo attorney Karis Hastings wrote in a leaked letter which dates from 2012. He did not elaborate as to the nature of the changes, but said GoGo worked with federal agencies to reach agreement regarding to a set of additional capabilities to accommodate law enforcement interests, end quote. Now, I must say GoGo, which provides Wi-Fi services to the biggest U.S. airlines, are not the only ones that adapt their services to enable spying. Panasonic Avionics also added additional functionality to their services as per an agreement with U.S. law enforcement, according to a report published in December. So once again, this is proof they've been doing their wiretapping and backdooring since 1994, and that several of these companies have agreed to do business with the NSA and invading our rights. And it is my personal belief that what I see coming down the road is that there will no longer be false flags concerning different terrorist activity. What you now have coming is false flags concerning what you're looking at on the internet. If they don't like you, they don't like your political views, they don't like your religious views, you'll be targeted. They'll say you were looking at such and such on your computer when you weren't. And what can you say? Because they have the hacking capabilities to put whatever on your computer that they want. And I believe this has already started. This is also things that have been done before to discredit people like myself and others. If you look at Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., they use various efforts to discredit him. Excuse me. And this is now what they do, as part of what they do to discredit people. As you know, many of you may know, there's a huge following for Light of Life and myself. And so these are the types of things they'll do. They'll give false flags on your computer saying that you've been looking at such and such information, or how to make a bomb, etc., when you haven't done a thing. And who will most of the public agree with? Well, those mainstream that put out the information. So let's take a look at our final article for today. And this is, as I said, I wanted to end on a good note today. Yahoo introduces new encryption methods to protect users from spying. So, and it's good to know that there's a company out there that is doing something for the American people and for our basic rights, and preventing their spying by enabling encryption methods. So let's go ahead and read the article. Yahoo has announced it has fully encrypted traffic moving between its data centers, as well as mail between servers and other mail providers, in order to protect private users from mass surveillance. The move helps put a lid on NSA spooks and hacking. And once again, it's good to see, and hopefully other companies will get the hint and follow suit. Now, we implemented the latest in security best practices, including supporting TLS 1.2 perfect forward secrecy and a 2048-bit RSA key for many of our global properties such as homepage, mail, and digital magazines. Alex Stamos, Chief Information Security Officer, wrote in his Tumblr blog post. Now, Stamos, a well-known security researcher and a critic of NSA surveillance, joined Yahoo just a few weeks ago as part of the company's anti-snooping crusade. And once again, this kudos to you, Yahoo. This is wonderful that you even have an anti-snooping crusade and that you're willing to go against the big boys and to provide us, the public, with encryption methods. According to Stamos, the users can start an encrypted session for Yahoo News, Yahoo Sports, Yahoo Finance, and Good Morning America by just typing HTTPS, which is the security for before the site URL in the web browser. The company has also encrypted search requests made from its homepage. So once again, all you have to do is when you put in the URL, put in the HTTPS before you put in the others, of course, with the colon and the forward slashes, and then yahoo.com. So once you put that in, you have an encryption method. Now, Yahoo homepage and all search queries that run on the Yahoo homepage and most Yahoo properties also have HTTPS encryption enabled by default, said Stamos. The company's decision to encrypt all information that moves between its data by March 31st was revealed in November 2013. Meanwhile, which means they worked pretty quickly on this project. Meanwhile, Yahoo has far-reaching plans to protect its users and their data through the deployment of encryption technologies. According to Stamos, there are also many issues to focus on in the coming months, including working and encouraging thousands of our partners across all of Yahoo's hundreds of global properties to make sure that any data that is running on our network is secure. Of course, that ending part was in quotes there. So kudos to Yahoo, kudos to Alex Stamos and their effort to keep the public from NSA spooks and spying. This is wonderful. And as I said, hopefully the other companies will follow suit and get the picture. Now, we know, though, that Google is owned by the CIA, so if Google says that they've come out with encryption methods, know that it's a lie, can't possibly be true. They are the enemy. They are, once again, owned by the CIA. So that's all I have for you today. I hope this has been informative. Once again, this is Keith Pitt for Independence Nation. I'll see you next time.